under my control. It's the internet, and we're on the airways, and anything can happen live unless you've got an amazing professional team around you. Then this is what you get. Okay, you get this kind of cheapo version. So hi everyone, I'm sorry I had to kind of go off very quickly there. And okay, so I'm back on. I don't remember where we got up to, but I think it was something like, if I remember, it was Meghan. I was saying how Samantha was saying, it's going to say in her book that Meghan always created the conflict in the home quite a lot. But then again, don't all of us? Well, most of us when we're teenagers. So that could be what that is. Meghan may just have been at that certain age where, you were very hormonal. But I also do get with that family, they're all pretty, can I say toxic? I would say toxic. So I don't feel that Meghan had much of a chance there of actually, all that drama and all of that, dysfunction within that family. I think it was more than your normal kind of family dynamics. So hi everyone, and welcome back. Just to come on for a little bit longer for you guys, and I'm really sorry that that I got cut off. So for you guys that wanted to stay a bit longer, I've just come on to stay a bit longer. So let me just pop my glass on, see what you've got to say here. Samantha's book. Yeah, I was talking about that, and I think mostly it's about a previous kind of partners, and the way that she just kind of cuts people off and kind of creates conflict. She created conflict in the home. I also get that she may say, when she is kind of signing the book, that she does hope that her and her sister will actually and family will actually reunite one day and get back to being a family. But in all honesty, I don't feel that's going to happen. Okay, I don't feel that that's going to happen. I feel that it's all gone too far here. Okay, so what I'm going to say is I'm going to look at a reading tomorrow, which I'm going to compile, and it will be about I'll surprise you. Okay, I'll surprise you what that's going to be about. Okay. Let's go. Lorraine. Actually, I read feminists are not happy about surrogacy. They are divided on the subject. Yeah. This is. I don't know whether this comes from the celebrity kind of side here. What do you feel? It's not just celebrities, but celebrities. And they do tend to use surrogates for having children. I mean, we only have to look at like gay couples and pop stars who want to have children. They actually pop stars that want children who are gay will actually have a surrogate and use their sperm if they're male, and also if they're female, they'll actually get a donor, a sperm donor, I guess. So I do feel it. I think this goes on a lot in celebrity land and Hollywood. It's kind of the normal thing that they do, and if that's good, if that works for them, it's great. I think a lot of them are quite open about using surrogates too. You know, there's surrogates out there that don't mind having babies for people who can't have babies, which is a lovely thing to do, you know, and all of this. And there's just a lot of controversy over this with Meghan, and it's like all this kind of secrecy around it that's kind of unbelievable, you know, unbelievable. I feel that most people kind of believe now that she did not carry that child. I mean, why the big secrecy if she cannot have children, you know, and she feels that she's too old to carry a child? Why all the secrecy? Why not just say, like most of the celebrities would say, you know, we've got somebody to carry our child for us, and all of that. And why? Because I do get that. I don't feel. I know this sounds harsh, but I feel that the royal family may be against somebody else carrying a royal child. This also may be the reason. And I've got my pagan medieval deck here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this and see here. What was the reason here? The reason, was it because the royal family are kind of, this would be against you know, the royals for another female to carry a royal child here? Would this be classed as against their kind of I don't know, against, because they are very religious, aren't they? And you know, a royal child would have to come from, yeah, let's have a look here. Which it's just kind of all the secrecy that's shrouded around this. It's kind of unbelievable. And let's have a look here. I actually don't feel that the royals knew about this until it was too late. That's what I get here. And they had to and then there was this kind of, oh my, I don't feel that Meghan kind of, or Harry was kind of thinking that this was against the royal tradition. They just wanted a child. And I actually feel that maybe they did it behind their backs. Maybe they did it because they knew that that the Queen would say no, would not agree to this. So that may be the reason why. Okay, but it just, this card here, which is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands in reverse is that it was unforeseen, and that means that they did not know. I feel they did this, and then they've got this rebellious side to them, haven't they? You know, the Sussexes did have this rebellious side to them. So I feel they went against this. You know, they've been like that ever since they got married, I feel. So, yeah. So I don't feel that it was unforeseen. I don't feel that they actually knew, okay, about this until it was too late. Not the major royals. And I feel when William said to Harry, you know, William is saying, I want to marry, you know, I want to marry this woman, I'm getting engaged and all of this. And at that point, they may have even said, you know, we want to have a child, we're planning on having a child. And no, I just don't get why get why there was all this secrecy. I get that they didn't even know. They didn't know about it. And I'm going to stick with that, okay? I'm going to stick with that they did not even know about this, okay? So is this why this was then kept secret? Because they didn't know, the royals did not know. They wouldn't have, I don't feel that the royals would have agreed to this for some, whatever kind of traditions they have, they wouldn't have agreed to this. I don't feel. There would have been a law shrouded around this. So now this had to be a secret, okay. Yeah, so is this why this was this secret, you know, it was a lie and then it was kept up as a lie and all of this, okay. And welcome back everybody. I just thought I'd pop on because I got cut off for some strange reason. Now, I feel they did this secretly without the royals knowing because they didn't want to, they didn't see it as serious. You know, the Five of Wands, this created this battle here, this squabbling in the royal family. You know, it kind of disrupted the whole kind of royal family. It kind of caused this kind of disruption, and everybody was kind of arguing with each other. What are you going to do about this? Are you going to allow this to happen? You know, this is not the way we do things, and it kind of caused all this kind of squabbling. And I feel that Meghan and Harry deliberately did this because Harry knew that this would not be agreed to. So I think they did it without the Queen's knowledge. And I feel that they actually announced the pregnancy at Eugenie's wedding. It was like a big kind of, we're not going to go with your rules. It was also that kind of thing, no respect for any rules, and lots of rule bending. And the Queen having to bend the rules for Meghan and Harry. Lots of rules were bent for them, for those two. And I think it was Eugenie's wedding when they actually found out about this. And I feel that was that the right thing to do for Harry to announce the pregnancy at Eugenie's wedding? Do you feel that was the right thing to do? And not just that, it was just, I have to say this, it is, I get a surrogate carrying this child. Not only a pregnancy, but a surrogate is carrying the child. How did they explain that? How did they explain that to the Queen? In all honesty, how did they explain? But it did actually, it caused this petty falling out with Harry and William and Kate, and you know, everybody was wary of talking to Harry and Meghan at that point, when she started to wear that fake prosthesis belly. Everybody knew that it was fake. And so, you know, especially at Sandringham, when they were all on those steps, they were all trying to avoid talking to Meghan, knowing that she'd got this fake belly on. I mean, you know, especially if their traditions say that this should not be allowed. I think this must be the most difficult thing that they've had to deal with. And then there's the question of this child, is it really a royal child being carried in another kind of woman, and not the Duchess of Sussex, and all of these questions around this. And I guess as well that actually the Queen would have said, well, you know, this child belongs to the royal family when it comes, and it's you know, we are going to we are allowing this, but this child will belong to the royal family, although it was I did get it was Meghan's egg and Harry's sperm, but I feel for this to actually be accepted, very difficult, very difficult. Hello, Susan, and thank you for your donation. Thank you so much. They really must make this a sympathetic. They really must make this a sympathetic statement publicly, or they will not have damage control. Yes, I don't know how they would do that. I'm not sure how they would do that unless the child, when it gets older, when it gets to same age as Harry, will actually say, I was carried by a surrogate. Maybe the child will know. Who knows? Or have they gone to the extreme of actually telling the child that mommy, Meghan carried the child, and then the child cannot expose this at a later date. That's another thing here. So let me pull out some more cards here. The whole of the royal family then are lying here. The whole of the royal family are actually lying on behalf of Meghan and Harry. They know this is fake. Is that true? Is that true, that the whole of the royal family are they don't communicate with each other? I think they just appear when they, yeah, look at that. Yeah, they do not communicate with Meghan and Harry unless they have to. That's what I get here. And maybe that the surrogate was stood at the doors there, because again, it's another rebellious thing, isn't it? It may be something that the Queen has kind of accepted. Well, I feel the Queen would be quite happy if this actually got out, and the truth came out. I feel, yeah, they have got the Princess of Swords in reverse. Okay, the Princess of Swords in reverse. It actually depicts detachment. Okay, and I asked about the royal family. How are the royal family actually dealing with this? And this deceit here, because they're all lying. They all know about it. But as far as the rest of the royals are concerned here, it's nothing to do with us. It's nothing to do with us. It's Harry's decision, and we are distant. We are like the public. We are distant observers. That's how they see that. We are distant observers. We are detached from this. We don't want people thinking that we are in with this when we're not, kind of thing. So most of them are distanced from them. Okay, that's how they are dealing with it. William, Prince Andrew, Kate, and all the rest of the royals are distancing themselves. I feel that Harry is going more into the celebrity side here of Meghan's life here, being pulled that way, because they're certainly not getting any they feel that they are excessive. They feel that this surrogacy is excessive. It's more money being spent, isn't it? And I get here, this is as far as the rest of the royal family are concerned, this is again overspending and excessiveness. Okay, and yeah, overindulging and excessiveness, and to the point of ridiculous, you know, that kind of thing. And so I get the Three of Cups in reverse. Overindulging, over excessive. We're distancing ourselves. This is too much for the royal family. And it's something that, like I said, it's something that celebrities do, something that Hollywood does, and it's not what the royal family does at all. And so they are distancing well away from this. It's too much. It's too much for us too. I get that. It's too much for us too. But we can't say anything because they're going to, I think they're waiting for this to come out by itself. And I think we all kind of know this is kind of, I get the surrogate here. They're waiting. They're waiting for this surrogate to be exposed because they know, yeah, they're just waiting for this to be exposed by itself. They're not going to say anything about this. It's nothing to do with us. It's Harry and Meghan, and that's it. It has nothing to do with us, and that's what I get here. Okay, thank you for your comments, by the way. What's that? Rosalind, hello. I just keep remembering the time I visited Versailles. There was a viewing bar in front of the royal bed, and they said it was to witness royal births. Yeah, it's quite important to ensure that there was no baby swapping. There you go. That's how serious. Yeah, this is how serious it is. Okay, so yeah, so I also get Anne Marie. Hi, if the Queen never tell the truth to the public, there will be anger from the British public, and they might voted them out. Well, they don't get voted in or out, do they? But I do get that that the Queen was did I feel intuitively the Queen invited the surrogate to the Commonwealth celebrations, and that kind of gets her out of the clear because she's been welcoming to the surrogate. So I feel the surrogate would say the Queen was very good. She was very welcoming, and she wanted me to be seen in public. So that's the way the Queen wants to be. You know, she'd be happy if the surrogate was exposed. I feel she would be happy if the surrogate was exposed, and this would be all kind of exposing Meghan, really. And I get the rest of the royal family. We want nothing to do with this. It's not us, and we are separate. And the separation of houses and courts as well is something to do with this too. They want nothing to do with this. Okay, so I think we've got a clear picture here of what the royal family think about this. They don't want they want nothing. They want to be miles and miles away from this. Let them kind of shoot themselves in the foot here, and let this be exposed in its own time, because it will be exposed in its own time here. Okay. So this is what I'm getting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at here. We've looked at how the Queen feels, how the royal family are keeping this a secret. Well, they don't want to, but they're just letting it unfold by itself and not having anything to do with it. Okay. I feel that I feel that Harry has proved to the royal family that he's more interested in actually becoming a celebrity than he is actually a royal. And I feel that the royal family are very upset by his kind of behaviour in that sense. But he's always been rebellious towards the royal family. It's not anything new for Harry to be rebellious of the royal family here. Okay. I do feel that child needs protection. I feel that child does need protection to get a good upbringing, a stable upbringing here. I do, because I feel we have the Hollywood, the celebrity. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. Absolutely not. I'm just saying there's all this gender fluidity. There's also this. There's nothing wrong. I'm not being racist here, but there's also this. There's a mixed race here too. Nothing wrong with that, but there is lots of issues with this situation here. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for, yeah, I'm trying to bring you the best content as much as I can here, as much as I feel I can share with you here, which is sometimes I have to be careful what I say, or else I'll get cut off. Okay. So I'm trying to be mindful of what I'm saying here. But this is intuitive energies, okay, and it's not facts. So just remember that, okay. Yeah, I think there's lots of different things here. In terms of the public, let's have a look at the public. What is the general feeling of the public about this, the whole thing here? Do they believe that this is a real pregnancy? Do the public believe that actually Meghan, do the majority of the public believe that Meghan is actually pregnant and carrying this child here? Let's have a look. Do the general public believe? I get the world, so I get the world card. It's not just the public, it's the world. Okay. Okay. Does the world, it's global. That's what this is saying. Does the world believe here that Meghan, the majority of the world, believe that Meghan is actually carrying this child, or she's actually lying? So what does this okay, it's something to do with I get the world card here because I get Harry here looking to the future. Okay, I get Harry stood looking to the future. And maybe he's looking, yeah, well, I get he's looking to the future. What do the world think about this? Okay, in general, they're thinking about Harry. Okay, they're thinking about Harry mainly. That the world thinks that Harry actually wants this. This is the majority of the world are thinking, that Harry wants this. And he wanted this. He wanted this, and he wants Meghan here. And this is what the world feels here. But the world actually also feels that that he's going to collapse under the strain of all of this. That he's actually going to collapse under the strain, although he wanted this. With the world kind of the world on the eyes of the world on him and Meghan, they are thinking that he's going to collapse under this strain. I feel. Do we think that? Does the majority of the world think that? Do we think that? Is that what we're thinking? Yeah, because it all happened too swiftly. The world is thinking that this happened too quickly. The eight of wands, that the world is now thinking that this is too much for Harry. Do we think that? Do we think that? Do you think that, guys? Because this reading is saying the majority of the world is thinking about Harry, that this is too much for Harry, and that this happened too fast. This new beginning. Is that what you think, guys, or is that what you think? Because I'm not sure. Maybe I do think that. Maybe deep down I do think, oh, Harry's jumped into something here too quickly, and this is going to be very heavy. Very heavy things to cope with. This kind of new beginning here. Maybe I do think that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I do get a new cycle beginning. Not sure really if that. Anyway, it says here that the world is thinking that in general, that this new beginning here of Harry's is this new beginning, new cycle happened too quickly, and this is where he's going to find this difficult here. Although he did agree to this, okay, Harry did agree to this. So is this Harry's fault, do you think? It's Harry's fault because he agreed to this. Okay, well that's what I get as the general feeling for the world's thoughts on this union here, that it happened too quickly, that this is too much pressure, and actually Harry has agreed to this. So I don't know whether I think about it like that. You feel it's Harry's fault? Yeah, this is what this is saying, that the world's general feeling about it's Harry's fault. Okay, it's Harry's fault here. So it's Harry's fault. He got into this too quickly, and the general feeling, whether you think that or not, this reading is saying that the world's general feeling about this is that it's Harry's fault, that he got into this too quickly, and that he will find it very hard going here. So yeah, I do get, anyway, that's what's coming through here. So that's what the general feeling is of the world, of the public, that he got himself into this, he decided to choose this woman, and this is what's happened. Whatever you think, this is what I'm getting here. Okay. Do they feel that this does the general public feel that this is a fake pregnancy? I'm going to ask this, okay. Does the general public, the world here, do they feel, majority of people, now the majority of people, it says here that they think this happened too quickly. Do the majority of people feel that this is a fake pregnancy or not? Do they feel that this is a fake pregnancy? Majority of people. Well, they feel that he got into it too quickly. The world in general got into this very quickly, and I have to say this, that this is like the narcissist. Okay, this person is, well, I get narcissist. Got into this too quickly, and Does the world feel that this is a fake pregnancy? Does the world believe that? Okay, let's word this another way. Does the world feel that this is a real pregnancy here or not? Or do they feel it's fake in general? I feel that the hope is that, you know, this is going to turn out okay. I feel that generally the public feel that, you know, we have no ill will for anyone here, and we want everybody to be happy. But the general feeling for the Hollywood royalty, and that's what I've got here, the general feeling is that they are pretty crazy. Okay, this kind of Hollywood kind of shenanigans here is pretty crazy and dysfunctional. This is what the world is, the general feeling about this whole situation, that this is dysfunctional. Okay, dysfunctional. And the world hopes that this is going to be okay, but the world actually feels that these two people need some kind of medical help. This is what I'm getting with the cards. That it's a circus. That's what the world feels in general, that this is a complete, utter circus. How he got into this, we'll go back to that last reading. How he got into this too quickly here. And they feel this, that most of the world feel that this is going to lead to heartache. It's going to lead to heartache. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what my personal feelings are on this, but do you feel that this is how generally the world thinks here about Harry and Meghan, that this is a complete circus and it's going to lead to heartache? Okay, so that's what generally what people, this is generally what people are thinking, that Harry got into this too quickly, as I said before, and it's Harry's fault. He made this decision, and this is, you know, he got involved with a narcissist here. This is what this is saying, and this is a complete circus, and it's going to lead to heartbreak here at the end. That's the general feeling of the world here. The majority of the world are thinking this, and it's Harry's fault for getting involved. It doesn't say anything about what they feel. They just feel this is a complete circus, and they don't feel it's going to last. What about do people believe that this pregnancy is real? Is there people, majority or not, feel that this pregnancy is real or not real? I want to know this. I'm desperate to know. No, most people feel that they are deceiving. Most people feel here that they are deceiving the public. They are deceiving. That's the deception card. And most people feel that they are deceiving the public, that this pregnancy is not real. That's most people feel this. Most people feel that this is fake. Okay, so do they feel that Meghan and Harry are lying to the public, and the world? Do generally the public feel that they are being lied to by Harry and Meghan? I think they feel like they're you know, with the world news and everything, saying that they are moving to Frogmore and that she wants a water birth at Frogmore. She does not want to stand on the steps of Lindo Wing and all of that. I feel that the main consensus here is that they feel deceived. They feel deceived because they are not going to share this with the world, and they are deceiving the public. That's generally what people are thinking here. Okay, that's what I asked here. Does the world, what does the world think in general? I think it's they feel deceived. They feel deceived. So yeah, they feel lied to, because that's what deceived means. Okay. Yeah, I get mainly because I think recently, after saying that they moved to Frogmore, okay, I get this as the house Frogmore. They moved to Frogmore, and now they're saying they want a home birth at Frogmore. This is where the world has kind of thought, why would you do that? Why would you keep it private? Why would you not announce it like everybody else? Why would you do that? And now they're starting to feel like this is not true. They feel deceived. The majority, okay, not everyone, okay, I'm not speaking for everyone here, feels like they're being deceived and lied to. But that, I asked about the general feeling of the world and the public, and that's how they feel. Yeah. So yeah, that's how most of us feel. And I guess as well, who's watching this here also feel that way. Okay. Yeah. So, well, I don't feel, I know you said that MK, they are such a public couple and now they are becoming private. Well, it doesn't make sense because, Meghan loves the public, doesn't she? She loves to be in the public eye. So none of it makes sense that suddenly it's all shrouded with privacy. And we don't want to go in the birthing room or anything like that. We just, I just feel that the most of the world are thinking that they feel deceived by Meghan and Harry, and that it is a lie. That's what they feel. Most of the world. Okay, I've just asked that. I asked it twice, okay, what the general feeling is. And most of the world either know that they're lying or they feel deceived. Okay, so okay, guys. So I came on to finish off this show for you guys. So let's have a look here at your comments. Thank you for coming here. Okay. And I'll thank you for all of your support. Okay. And thank you for all of your support, guys. I think I am going to call it a night now. And if anybody wants to ask a question there before I go, it's absolutely fine. Okay. If you want to ask a question, I'll answer your question for you, and then I will go. Okay. So let's have a look here. If anybody wants to ask a question. Yvonne, can you please look at what's going on between MM and Marcus Anderson? Thank you. A friend, not a lot. I don't think. I don't feel there's a lot going on there. Okay. Marcus Anderson, what's going on between Marcus Anderson? Not a lot. I think they are good friends, but I don't feel. I think she's keeping her friends in New York and America because she doesn't want to lose that community there, if you understand what I mean, because I feel she's aiming to go back there. That's the feeling I get here. That's what I feel. I feel Marcus Anderson, she's keeping these friends that she has there. She's not letting them go. In fact, she's actually inviting them over, making more of these friends, because she knows that she's not very or shall I say she's not very popular in the UK. I don't feel she is popular in the UK. I really don't feel she's popular in the UK. So I don't feel there's much going on with them two. I think they just remaining friends. That's what I get here. Hello, Geraldine. Let's have a look here. Yvonne, will surrogates make Meghan's pregnancy even less realistic? Oh, race. I don't. Oh, sorry, I don't understand that question. Okay. Anybody else here? Okay. Geraldine, Yvonne, who in the royal family will save it from Meghan? Will it be William? What, the child? Okay. Okay. So, who will save this child? Who will save this child? I think the schooling. This, I know this sounds strange, but whoever, I feel there's a wise person around this child, but also when the child is schooling, I think Doria's pretty good with the wise advice and the teachings. I think she's very good at that. I do feel that Harry is quite very good. He's like William, okay, in terms of sitting down, talking to he will talk to his son, and he will talk, and it will be surprising how Harry becomes a father, and he will advise his son like Charles advises him, and like William with their wisdom. So, but I feel this boy, when he goes to school, I think he's going to. They do groom them at school too, in this kind of aristocratic set, this aristocratic set. I do feel that that Harry will want his little boy to go to the best schools, and I actually feel that Meghan too will want this boy to go to the best schools. I do get places, private schools, and I also get that Harry will want his boy to get into sports, rugby, and sports, because Harry loves sports too, and that's going to be good for this child. So I feel that he's going to be okay, this boy. I think he's going to have some traditions there. The schooling, Harry is going to bring him up traditional, like getting him his first bike, and that kind of thing, and all the traditional things. Especially Charles. I think Charles is going to have a big impact on his grandson. Absolutely. I think they're going to be very protective of that child when it comes, because they are concerned of this kind of circus around this child. And I feel there'll be a lot of say from Charles and the rest of the royal family that this child will have to go to a private school, have to be, I get it's a boy. I cannot be concrete on that, but I do get it's a boy. I get it's a boy, and it will go to, I feel it would be very kind, it will go to university. I think Meghan would be very keen on her son going to Cambridge or Oxford, and getting a good education. So yeah, it's going to be I feel the child's going to be fine, going to get the best of education, and they will get custody if they get divorced. I think it will be a shared custody. I feel that that child will be like over in America and in England equally, but will be schooled in England. So in terms of being schooled in England and university in England, I feel that the child will be living with Harry or with the royal family. Okay. I actually get like a situation like Prince Andrew, where Fergie was living in America, and the children and the daughters were going backwards and forwards, but still had that close relationship with both parents. Okay. I just will look here. Are they heading for? I know it's early to say this. They've only been married a year, but are they heading for separation in the future? Harry and Meghan, are they heading for separation? I think it's very stressful, the whole thing for both of them. I feel that the hatred that they've received of the public, of and also like you've deceived us and all of this kind of thing, they're finding it very difficult to cope with, and maybe I get Harry thinking, well, maybe I should have gone down the route of a traditional pregnancy and that kind of thing. So will they separate? Will they separate? Will they separate in the future? I think they will, but they won't. Yeah. Well, there's lots of celebrating first with this baby. They're going to find it hard going, their marriage, because of the and there's lots of fieriness and rage here. I just feel they're not really the marriage here. It's hard going in the marriage, and there's lots of fiery rage here. Lots of fiery rage and emotions and tears. Okay, I get Harry saying things like, "Oh, I should have gone down the traditional route and done it that way." So I do feel there is a moving on. I feel that they're just not going to cope with the spotlight on them. And I know that, well, we all know that Harry hates the spotlight, and I just feel that they're not going to cope with this. I feel that Meghan will actually move on. There is a separation, I get that, because they're not coping with this, with all of this, especially this surrogate business. They will be asked by the tabloids, when are you going to tell us the truth about your deception? When are you going to let the world know how you deceive them? They will be asked this by the tabloids. And I see that Meghan is going to walk off alone. I don't feel she's interested in this anymore. And, it was all fake anyway. So when she takes off her mask here and kind of sees it as it is, kind of thing, I get a ruthlessness here too. There's a ruthlessness. Yeah, I see this. This is pretty ruthless, as like Samantha is going to say in her book that she just drops people and then just moves on and cuts people off. And I do feel they'll get divorced. I feel they will separate and they will get divorced, but they won't get divorced until they've both met other people, I feel, and then they will they'll call it a day, I feel. Will Harry have any more children? Will Harry have any more children? Will Harry have any more children? Will Harry meet somebody else? Let's ask that first. Will Harry meet somebody else? Will he meet somebody else? Will he meet somebody else? Well, I do get that. Yeah, I do get Meghan going back to America. Okay. I get that yeah, there are addictions here. I shouldn't say all this, but there is addictions here. There's addictions, drug taking, alcohol, drinking, you know, how many good times can you have here? And I feel that, yeah, when Meghan moves out or moves on, I get that here. He's going to be a little bit distressed over this, and there is kind of there is a yeah. I do get a second marriage here. It's not really saying it. I think that's too far into the future. I think there is this kind of very kind of turbulent kind of marriage with Meghan wanting to go back to the United States and living out there and becoming celebrities and all of this kind of thing. It's not. I don't think she gets the royal family. I don't feel that Meghan ever did get the royal family, what the royals were all about. And I feel that's the problem. I feel she didn't even know what she was getting herself into. Although at the engagement, she said that she did know what she was getting herself into. But and even that was a lie, wasn't it? Because she said, I didn't know anything about the royal family or Harry before I met him. Yeah, on those photographs of her standing outside Buckingham Palace as a child. So I think she does lie. She does tend to lie. Anyway, guys, wow. So I've been on here for a bit longer now. So thank you for being here. Let's have a look at your let's have a look here. Thank you for your comments. Okay, Kathy Moore. One reason I don't believe she is pregnant is that she never got swollen feet, and when traveling, never got sick. Yeah, never watched what kinds of food she ate while pregnant. Hmm. Yes, I still think George Clooney will eventually run for president. She will want to be in the USA for that. Thank you for your comments. Okay, Spring Flowers, I think the security issue will keep the child in the UK because Meghan is so laxed about security. I actually feel it's the schooling. I think it will be about the schooling and the education that will keep that child in the UK, in all honesty. And Anna, let her marry George Clooney, shove Amel aside and become the First Lady of the USA. Goodness. And Andy Pandyland, hi. She had books on Diana too, according to her best friend from childhood. Exactly. The girl seeing the pictures in front of the castle. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was a lie. What she said at the engagement. Okay, and thank you for your comments as well, by the way. Yeah, so lots of different things here. So what I'm going to say, guys, is thank you for your support and coming back and catching me again because I got cut off. Okay, but this time I'm going to say goodnight because I am getting a bit tired. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I will put part 1 and part 2 so people can follow this who's coming on catch up. Okay, so sending you lots of love, lots of blessings, guys. If you would like to, I have got uncut private readings that are in the community section of my YouTube channel. So go and have a look at that. I've got a list of about 13. So you can choose, for a small donation, I will send those to you. And what else? Oh yeah, I'm going to, I will be also uploading some videos tomorrow, as well, readings about Harry and celebrity status and all of that. Okay, so look out for that too. So I am going to say thank you, guys, and I love all of you. Okay, and just to remind you as we sign off here that this is intuitive energies. Okay. And it's not facts, it's not fact, but unless you believe, you believe, okay? And that's what I have to say here. It's not fact, it's if you believe in me and you believe my readings, then you believe, okay? If you don't, you don't. So that's what I'm going to say here. So sending you lots of love, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you. What is it? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday is the morning show. So I will see you on Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday. Was it Monday? Tuesday morning show. Wednesday, Thursday is a morning show. Friday, I can't remember. Anyway, I put it on the community there, but I can't remember. I'll have to have a look myself. Even maybe tomorrow, the morning show. But check that out on community. That when my shows are, sometimes they do change if I'm traveling. Okay. So sending you lots of love, lots of blessings, guys. Thank you for being here. And I will see you soon, okay? And bye for now. Bye-bye. And good night, everybody. And sleep well. Have a great day if it's the daytime, okay?